Hello, welcome to Nate Flicks. I am Nate, you are you, and I have not done a movie giveaway in a few months, so it is time. I got 3 movies today. One is an all-time great, an all-time classic, and I can't wait to give it away. And then we got 2 other movies that are kind of genre films. We got a horror movie and then kind of like a horror thriller movie with a big star in it. And I love each of these films. I had a wonderful time with each of these films, and of course that is why I add them to my collection, and I want to help you add them to your collection. So how do we do that? Well, it's very easy. All you have to do is subscribe and then go down in the comment section and say, hey, I am subscribed to the channel and this is the movie that I would like. That's it. Done a bunch of these. It's always a good time and I love paying it forward to my subscribers because you guys help me out so much by just following along the channel and engaging with the channel. So that's it. Be sure to go ahead and subscribe and let me know which movie you would like. Now, the 3 movies. First up, we'll do the biggest one, the most beloved. It is Terminator 2, Judgment Day. And for me, this is the best of James Cameron. And that is saying a lot because not a lot of people have a resume like James Cameron. But I really wish he did movies like this still. Instead of doing a whole bunch of movies about blue people for the rest of his career, I would love another magnum opus like this. Just an all-time great action flick. We don't get a lot like this anymore. Not a lot of people can step into the shoes of Arnold Schwarzenegger, and this is him at the top of his powers as well. I've loved this movie since I was a kid. I went from being terrified of Arnold in the first Terminator to rooting for him and then ultimately crying for him in the very end. So many great one-liners, so many great sequences, and then the T-1000 was like something out of a nightmare the way it just kept stalking and coming forward even though it was being blown apart and shot to bits and pieces and you'd watch it reform. That CGI holds up. This thing is a technical marvel. It's an action masterclass and an all-time great. Like I said, this is my all-time favorite James Cameron movie. This is my all-time favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. This is just one of my all-time favorite movies. This is probably in my top 10 of all time when you look at all movies of all genres. Always a good time. And this is a movie that I love introducing to people. When someone tells me they haven't seen Judgment Day, I'm like, well, we are going to remedy that right away. So if you haven't, be sure to comment down below. This is the one you want. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Let's go ahead and move on to what is next. And that would be the new Wrong Turn film. I actually really enjoyed this movie, and that's saying a lot because I don't really care much for the Wrong Turn franchise. Now, this movie actually did anger those who do love the Wrong Turn movies because it's nothing like those films. So if you've been put off by Wrong Turn in the past, you may want to check this one out. It may have a lot to offer for you. But if you do love the ones in the past and you're like, well, what's this new one all about? I've heard some rumblings that it's going to piss me off. This is a good, fun way for you to check it out for free. So go ahead and subscribe and comment that this is the one you want. I think what director Mike P. Nelson does here is fantastic. I think this movie is shot extremely well. I think it doesn't really show that it was made for pennies. This movie, it looks great. It has some real polish to it. It has some fun, elaborate setups to it. I mean, there's a person being crushed by a giant rolling log in this. There's really complex characters. There's a whole lot of thematics to this movie. It's an intelligent bit of horror. This is an ambitious bit of horror, and I think it just goes for things that no other entry in this franchise really aspired to go for. And for that, I think everybody who was a part of this piece of work should be lauded. I thought it was very well acted. I thought it was well written by Alan McElroy, who actually wrote Halloween 4. So I just had a really good time with it, and it just kept compounding when you looked at the danger and the problems and the crisis. And no one problem was very straightforward. There's layers to everything, and I thought that made every situation really enticing and really compelling. So go ahead and check out Wrong Turn if you have not. Be sure to comment if this is the one you want. A lot of good stuff to chew on here, and if you are a big fan of horror, which you probably are if you've been to Nightmare Flicks before, you're going to want to check this one out. It's one of my favorites of the year so far. That means we now have one movie left to go, and it is Unhinged, starring Russell Crowe. And a lot of people are making fun of Russell Crowe because he's putting on a lot of weight, but hey, man, don't be like that. It is his to do. He's had a great career. He's made a ton of money. If he wants to use it on some good eating, more power to him. And I actually thought that increased stature, if you will, it actually paid dividends in this role because he's just a mountain of a man in this thing, and he is menacing. He is the film's antagonist. He is a guy with nothing left to lose. He even states at one point that he is okay with death by cop, suicide by cop. So that tells you what type of potent threat he is. He is not afraid to put it all out on the line. If he has put his sights on you, then you are screwed because he's coming for you and nothing is going to stop him. This movie is just high octane. It's action packed. It is just no holds barred, completely relentless from the word go. The movie opens with a humongous explosion, a house fire, and that really just sets the stage for what you're going to get the rest of the way. Here you have a woman and her son at a red light. A little bit of road rage, you know, but it happens to be with the wrong person because they anger Russell Crowe. It just shows you that, you know, you need to be kind of cautious when you're out there. You can't just be flipping the bird and mouthing off to just anybody in traffic because you don't know what they have in their car with them. You don't know what they are capable of. This movie explores that, and it's a great effect. Now, there's some silliness with this. There's some stuff that, you know, you're gonna have to suspend your disbelief, but I didn't mind that. It was kind of like a callback to early 2000 thrillers in that way, where it's just all about action. It's just about, hey, how about this? How about this? How about this? This is scary. Oh, you think you're rid of him? Nope, he's over here. Look at this. Boom, explosion, boom, collateral damage, just left and right. And for that reason, I was able to suspend that disbelief and just have a really wonderful time with this movie. That is why I added it to the collection, because this is a movie that on any given Friday night, I can sit down and just have a really good, fun time with it. I thought Russell Crowe was fantastic in it. I thought everybody did their part. And it was just fun to see a movie where the guy is like a slasher villain, but behind the wheel of like a F-350. I thought that was just a really, really fun type of movie. So there you go. Those are the three. Be sure to comment down below which one would you like. Do you want Unhinged? Do you want The New Wrong Turn? Or do you want Terminator 2 Judgment Day? Be sure to subscribe and let me know down below. But other than that, hey, thanks for checking out the video. Hope you have a fantastic day. I'm Nate from Nate Netflix saying that's a wrap.